Another miracle that I experienced, some people would call it a chance, luck, coincidence, but one of my brothers moved to Oklahoma, and he had this huge TV, and he wanted me to, well, basically I was babysitting it. And so I had it in my apartment, never used it, never watched it. I threw the remote control up in the closet. Well, at the beginning of my Christianity, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, I was going through a divorce. And my kids came over. My little boy, he said, Daddy, why don't you fix Uncle Dan's TV so that he could play Mario Kart on it? And I thought, that's a pretty good idea. I mean, you'd see Mario real big. He'd be a giant guy. I thought, I wouldn't mind playing it myself. The next weekend, it was Friday night, I had just gotten off of work, and I looked at the TV and I thought, oh no, the kids are going to be here tomorrow, Saturday, and I forgot all about it. Well, anyway, I turned it on and started adjusting all the buttons, getting it going. I plugged it in, and I could only go so far adjusting the screen, and I remembered I threw the remote control in the closet, and it was a big thing. I mean, it was a giant remote control. I found it and tried to fix the rest of the TV with the remote control, because that's what you had to do. But it wasn't working, and I looked on the back, and it took 5 AAA batteries. Well, at the time I didn't have a car. I had a 10-speed or a mountain bike, and I thought, well, I'll just jump on that bike and take off to the gas station right around the corner that was open 24 hours and buy 5 AAA batteries. Well, it started raining, and as I was getting ready to leave, I noticed it started raining more. It was coming down hard. Then I started hearing thundering and lightning. I started thinking, well, maybe there's something going on outside, maybe something at the store, and God doesn't want me to go. He's protecting me. Well, to make a long story short, I thought, I'm going. I'll be soaking wet by the time I get there and back. So I unlocked the apartment door, took my bike outside, and jumped on it, and was getting ready to take off, and I happened to look over at the dumpster, and there was a box. And I rode my bike by it, and it was a box of rockets. Them kind of rockets you buy at like Hobbyland for adults. You would connect the wires, and the thing will shoot up in the air, and parachutes will come out. Well, I grabbed it and took it back in the apartment. I got sidetracked. I forgot all about the batteries, and I started looking at all the rockets, and I thought, well, I'll throw away the gunpowder, the rocket engines, and let my little boy play with these, or maybe even take it to school for show and tell. And like I said, I forgot all about the batteries. Well, as I was pulling out each rocket and looking at them, and they weren't wet. The box wasn't wet either. I realized that later. Well, there was a package at the bottom of the box, and it was upside down, and I grabbed it and pulled it up and flipped it over, and believe it or not, it was a brand new package of 5 AAA batteries, never opened. And when miracles like that happen, I never even prayed for that. True story too. So until next time, read your Bibles.